Well, everybody, welcome back to Octagon Connect. We've got a special guest with us today. We've got the flyweight Kiru Sahota coming on today to talk about his fight with Pietro Menga. Now, as you've seen on social media, there's been a bit of beef going on between these two lads. So I wanted to delve into it, see what's going on between these two guys. So we're going to welcome in Kiru Sahota here, and we're going to get a wee insight into what's going on between him and Pietro Menga. So welcome, Kiru. How you doing, brother? Oh, wee bit of technical difficulties. You good there, Kiru? Can you hear us?
Hold up, we might be having a little bit of
technical difficulties here, brother. Looks like we haven't got Kiru here. We're going to try and sort him out here. But we've got
I would have seen you on the
Sahota
weekend when my brother took out your number one guy.
This was him
And
calling
I also
out
thought you would have taken the fight on
Pietro
FCC.
Menga.
But Adam was saying you wanted some bums instead. Oh, how are you going to send your guy to take the L against my brother when you can't even fight me? It's not looking good, bro. You know what? You can make it all right. You can even get revenge. Fight me on Octagon on the 27th of January.
There we go. I think we've got
Oh, I would
Pietro
have seen you on the
Menga
weekend.
versus Kiru Sahota going now. We've got Kiru. We're back, are we? We're
after
back.
difficulties from
Some
the
technical
20
difficulties.
from
There we go. We're back. We're back. How are you, mate?
I'm good. We're live in the 20-man shack. I don't know if you've seen Menga in the comment sections. You know,
Is Menga already at you?
oh no, he said that he said me doing my call out and I'm chasing the money from my hanging 20-man gaff. That's what he was saying. And yeah, so we're live from the 20-man gaff. But one thing I'm going to say, where is Pietro Menga? That man is hiding. He's ran off to Brazil. And when Octagon, when you boys, called him saying, we've got this face-to-face going on, he's nowhere to be seen. He doesn't want any part. All I said is he's a big shit house. And look, he's not here.
But that's what we want to get to. Like, why Menga? Why Pietro Menga? What made you call him out first? Why did you want him?
It started on like I was fighting regional at the time, and I fought on a show, and he also fought on the same show. So, like I've been watching him from before, and I thought he was out of the scene. And when he come back, I thought I'm regional. He's the best regional fight I could have, and he was messing around with the weight categories, fighting at 59 kg when I'm fighting at 57. He's avoiding the fight on that show that was there. And then on FCC, I told Carl I'd like that fight against him because he's fighting on FCC. And the promoter of that show, basically told me he wants to fight bums instead of fighting me. And, fair dues, he can hide in the regional scene. Maybe he wants to fight, lesser opponents, but now he's on a big show. He can't hide anymore. And it was the thing. It was more the thing of this. My brother fought his number one prospect, and he beat him. And he's sending his guys, his homegrown talent, as he says himself, to take losses against my brother. But he won't fight me. I thought it was shit house behavior on his part.
Yeah, but so you've obviously been seeing him coming up in the regional scene. Now he's above, the sign sealed, and it will be delivered on January 27th in Newcastle. So how do you think the fight's going to go between you and Pietro?
No, let's skip it back a little bit. We're talking about him being on the regional scene and that he should be fighting higher level than that. I actually fought more of him, really, because this guy was fighting on Bellator and this. I mean, he had one too many kebabs and then he got cut from the UFC. Yeah. And,
but he did have so he fought there this year, but he had a 4-year layoff before his last fight there. He got the submission win. So do you think that's going to have a big part to play in the fight?
After him fighting a win, because, after him getting a win, rather than being on the skid that he was on, maybe I'd have left him alone if he was on that skid because I'm not that type of guy. But you know what? Like I said, I fought more of him because, he's fought on some big shows and this and that, and I called him out. But after calling him out, I checked the rankings, and I found out on the major ranking sites, on Fight Matrix, on Fight Matrix is the major one, I'm ranked above him. On Topology, I'm ranked above him. So maybe I'm the shithouse for calling him out, because I called out a guy who's ranked below me, and I shouldn't really be doing that. So I should be calling out Ellis Garcia, the champion of this division, but instead I'm calling out shithouses like Pietro Menga, who can't even jump on the show. He can't even do the bare minimum to promote the fight. Octagon, contacted him to do some kind of 90-day reel thing. I think it was 40 days of, posting every day. They contacted me. I said, let's do it. I told them, Menga's run off to Brazil. He doesn't want to do stuff like this. He doesn't want to promote the fight. He's telling me I'm just after the paycheck and to fight him. I feel like, he's at the end of his career. People at the end of their career, they get the most money in that. They're not after the wins. And I'm gonna spark him out on the 27th of January, and he can get his paycheck. You know what, Octagon? I hope you pay him more, man. Send him off a nice farewell, man. But this is one thing. I think it's disrespect that he's not on this show, and he hasn't done the bare minimum to promote the fight and do something. Maybe he didn't want to do a face-to-face with me after there's a little bit of banter. He call it beef. It's a little bit of banter. I just want to fight. I just want to fight him. And
it doesn't look like too much banter. He's giving you some stuff. You called him P-head. There's a bit of back and forth. So I know that's beef to me. But let me ask you this question.
Stuff about me, man. I like it. It makes it fun. Just when you just fight someone and it's just, oh yeah, have a good fight tomorrow. It can be a little bit boring. It's not boring. Yeah. It's just normal, but a little bit of shit here and there. I'm having a good time doing this. I can't lie.
But here, let me ask this: why do you think? Because you did say that he was dodging you in the regional scene. Why do you think he was dodging you?
Oh, you're gonna see on the 27th of January. I still think I give him respect for taking the fight. Because even after that one call out, he took the fight, but I started grinding on his gears. I'm pressing his buttons. I don't think he really wanted the fight. He was pressured into it because you're seeing all the MMA outlets sharing it, and.
But this is two Manchester teams going at it. This is like if you were pushing his buttons. Now he's got the One MMA Academy versus Manchester top team. This is now a big fight for Manchester.
We say that there's two MMA gyms going at it, but where is he now? He's fucked off to Brazil. Who's the better team in Manchester? Wouldn't you? I'm training in the best team in Manchester. This guy's fucked off to Brazil. He said it himself. But you know what? As well, it's funny because he's on. You know what? He's not doing the best. He's on private. He's hiding, man. And one thing,
what is Instagram on private?
I've got people from Menga's gym following me on Instagram. Like they're following me on Instagram from One MMA, and I reckon I'm gonna open up 2 MMA across the road from Menga's gym in Salford, and me and Pav are gonna run it, and we're gonna have lots of members. We're gonna have 2 times the members of One MMA. We're gonna have 500, members of homegrown talent.
Yeah, because so do you think that the fact that you come out saying about your brother beating his top guy, that sort of pushed him, sort of, as you said, revenge?
Oh, I feel like he's got small man syndrome. You know what I'm saying? You say a little thing to him and he gets all rattled up.
Yeah, but so let's get down to it. How do you think the fight's going to go?
I feel like, he reckons he's going to knock me out and all this. His best bet is trying to grapple and clinging on to try and hold me down, while I'm going to get up and he's going to gasp from trying to hold me down. He's going to be exhausted. I'm just going to chip away until I get the finish. I'm going to break him down. I said I'm going to break him down. He's not going to want to be there in me. When I start elbowing, he's not going to like it when I elbow him. Yeah,
well, look, for you've had 8 finishes, isn't it, in your pro career? He's had a good few finishes as well, and it's submission wins. You've got 2 rear naked chokes as well. So do you think it's going to be a stand-up battle, or do you think it's going to be more in the grappling realm?
I reckon he'll try and grapple, and I'll just defend the takedowns or even get up. Even if he does manage to get me down, I'll get up and I'm going to elbow his head in. He's not going to want to stand up with me. He's too short. He's about 5'6" or something. I've got the reach. I'm 5'10" at fighting at flyweight. It shouldn't happen. It's wrong. You know, I feel sorry for these flyweights. They don't have the reach to even.
What about so you're 5'10"? So what about making weight? Is weight no issue for you?
No, man.
Not easy for you, yeah.
We've got Living Well Kel Nutrition.
Well, there you go. There you go. But as it says, like I think it's a great fight for the flyweight division. Now, look, you're 10-2. Magna's 14-4. Good records. You know, whoever wins this fight, they could be going up the line for, you know, big fights in Octagon. So do you see yourself after getting the win? Now, if you get the win, what do you see after the fight? Are you going to be looking to take on big contenders?
You know what?
Are you thinking?
I could finish Menga that fight and beat Ellis Garcia on the same night.
You'd finish the flyweight champion the same night?
Same night.
That's confidence, bro. That's confidence.
He's worse than Menga. And that's a
Garcia?
fact. Yeah, Garcia's worse than Menga.
Well, here we got to see on January 27th. And we're going to see it. We're going to see it. I think it's going to be a great fight for the flyweight division in Octagon. I think it's going to be fireworks. I think it's going to set up one of yous to, like, to be honest, I think you could end up fighting for the flyweight title in 2024 if you put on the good performance. So, you know, I see it being a good fight. So, do you think you have to get the finish?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, regardless of this, let's just say one thing. I want to say one thing, man. Menga should be here right now. I'm saying all this stuff. These are unanswered questions. It's like he's not even showing up for himself. This is the confidence the man has.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this should be I was told they were going to try to do a face-to-face, me and Menga. He's in Brazil. He's fucked off. I don't know when he's coming back. Somebody might know. Brian might know when he's coming back. And they wanted to do like some kind of face-to-face with someone in the middle, like they did with Jonas. Menga probably said no. And then they were going to do this here, should have been with Menga here. But he said that he's lost his phone in Brazil. What do you think of that? Come on, man.
Well, look, there's obviously complications. He's in Brazil. The man's lost his phone. It might have been hard to do this. So, but look, I gotta ask a question. Do you think he's going to turn up to the fight?
I hope he does. I'm training for the best Pietro Menga.
Yeah, I think it's a great fight, and I think Pietro's going to come at it I think he's going to come in strong, and you know, as I said, it's going to be a great fight for the flyweight division, and I just think, you know, with a 4-year layoff before, but he's got his win, and I think it's going to be a good test for both of you. I just want to see that the best man wins here. But you know, I had a question, but you've actually already answered, and I was going to say, how do you think you'd fare against Garcia? You've already said that you think you'd beat them both on the same night. 100%.
100%.
So that's it then. We're going to have Kiru take on 2 men on the same night. But Kiru, it's been great having you, mate. You're definitely a confident man, and I think that you're 100% ready. Well, what else do you think? Training and camp, everything's going well, so there's going to be no problems come January 27th?
Everything's going perfect, man. Having a really good camp at Manchester Top Team. You know, it's a good Christmas camp. We're working little details, just refining things. You know, I come in off from Dubai. Even then, it's even this. It's like, look, one thing. I was doing a bit of a training camp in Dubai. I flew there one way. I got my ticket back to corner my brother in the fight against James Williams. Pietro Menga didn't, for his own guy. He calls James Williams he says something daft, like he's his good luck charm, and he has him in his corner and he wins. And he wasn't even there in his corner to support his boy back. But I was there for my brother. And just going back from Dubai, I went straight into camp, you know, training at Manchester Top Team. I had Jonas over. We've got like good wrestlers. We've got Moibula Safi. We've got people that are doing the things which Pietro Menga is going to do. We've got good southpaws, like he's a southpaw himself, Pietro. We've got Lewis McGrillen there. So I feel like I've got all the training partners and, you know, the best camp that I could possibly get here. And there are a few little things which I'm adding, you know, in recovery, and little things which I haven't done, you know, going into this fight camp. So I'm adding new things. So it's going to be the best version of myself.
Man's ready. Man seems ready. Man sounds ready. Man looks ready.
You know what? I am saying there's a couple of my guys who I'd like to see on the card myself, even some of them which are signed to Octagon. My guy Callum Mullen, you know, he'll do tickets. He'll fill out, you know, some of that arena himself. We'll get some of the Bradford boys. We'll do a Yorkshire takeover. You know, I got my guy Scott in the middleweight division. I don't know if he signed or not, but he could do something there. I'm saying Yorkshire takeover. My guy George Smith, if he doesn't sign with a big show, like maybe there's some things I shouldn't say, but if you can get my guy George on, I'm telling you, Yorkshire takeover. All the champions are going to be Yorkshiremen.
Yeah, well, hopefully we get all your teammates on it as well. But Kiru, look, that's been brilliant having you on, mate. I think we've heard all what you want to say. But just one last thing. What do you got to say to Menga before we leave this?
I got to say, make weight, Menga.
Well, hopefully we
shit
see that fight, and it's going to be an absolute cracker.
I want to do this. I want him to be on this. Let's do another one of these where he's going to get his phone back at some point. They're saying he's on Instagram. He's on this. Just get him on so he can, you know, talk back, so he can say a little something back. I don't just like aimlessly talking. This guy just sends a couple of things back. I want him. I want to talk. I want to tell him that I'm going to knock him out, and I want to see what he's got to say about it for himself.
Well, look, I'm super excited to see the fight anyway. I think it's going to be an absolute cracker. It's, you know what, you've done your bit, Kiru. You've done your bit, Kiru. I'll say that. But Kiru, mate, it's been lovely having you on, man. Can't wait to see you fight on January 27th in Newcastle. It's going to be a cracking fight for the flyweight division. So I just want to say, I hope all the best for you and the rest of the camp, mate.
Thank you. See you later, Aaron, mate.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. So there we have it. Kiru Sahota versus Pietro Menga on January 27th in Newcastle. If that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will. I'm lost for words to say that. Dear man, Kiru, he's a confident man, and he's going to come at it at all shapes and forms against Pietro Menga. It's going to be a cracking fight, and you know, I'm looking forward to it. We've got a whole host of fights in the Newcastle card. And you know what? You can still get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com. So do not miss that fight. They're coming at you thick and fast. There's going to be a few more fights announced, and I cannot wait. It's going to be an absolute cracker. So thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in to Octagon Connect. And I'll see you next time, guys. Thank you.